hello. Welcome to Shredity Tuesdays. I hope you're doing wonderful or fabulous. And I hope definitely you're staying warm because it is quite frigid outside. Now, some of you, and it's okay if you're the person that prayed for the snow and all these other marvelous things. Some of you prayed for this weather. I think you wanted it during Christmas time, probably, but it's okay. It's here and it's here to stay. I think we got everything from the snow. I've heard of the avalanches are happening. I mean, we've even had some earthquakes. We've had some volcanoes. I mean, just a little bit of everything is taking place. So, anyways, I hope that you are staying warm wherever that you may be. And let's get into today's segment. Now, you may have seen the post because I'm going to be truthful. You know, I'm a transparent person. I am a tad bit behind on posting and sharing things. So, like I always say, life be lifing. Well, the young folks say that, but life happens, and so when life happens, we all try to figure out what's going on, how we're going to get through life, and how we're going to cope with things. And so at this point, um, we're gonna catch up later. So I'm hoping later on this evening you'll see some things that has been going on for Share the Tea, so that way you can kind of keep up and stay in the loop about what's going on because 2024 is definitely the year to elevate. Remember I told you that I heard that word in 2023, and so elevation is definitely the time that's going to happen because it's happening. So you have to brace yourself whether you like it or not. Some people may not like the journey or the road that you're on, but hey, you are the one that's on that road, no one else. So you got to do what you can do for you. Now, I want to go into today's segment, which is something special, something that's been on my heart for the last literally 3 years. Um, and just in the midst of talking to a variety of people and sharing and understanding their story of where they're coming from, I just feel like it's something that is definitely needed. So, welcome to. Y'all ready? Y'all hear my sound effects? Okay, maybe that wasn't a good one. But anyways, that's my sound effects until my production team is on point. But anyways, but welcome to Cancer Care Series. Dun, 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 dun. Now, I'm going to show you this flyer because I know some of you are probably like, oh my God, that's a busy flyer. Yes, it is because cancer is busy in the midst of all of us. You may know somebody that's going through cancer treatments right now. You may know someone that has passed away from cancer. You may know someone that's even treating cancer patients. The point is, you may know someone. So, anyways, Cancer Care Series with all these wonderful colors. All of these colors are associated with a particular type of cancer. Most people are familiar with pink, of course. You know, everybody knows about breast cancer, but you also have yellow for childhood cancer. You also have teal for ovarian cancer. I mean, there's so many different colors associated in there. So that's why it's so busy like that. So, with the cancer care series, going into the middle of that C where it says care, we have the color lavender. So lavender is the color for survivorship. So when you are a survivor, if you know someone that's survivor, the color is lavender. So that's the reason that color scheme is there. Now, of course, you know what the globe is all across the world. That's my hope, is to be able to get resources to you from not just here in Oklahoma, but across the globe, because there are some phenomenal organizations, associations, small businesses, nonprofit, you name them, that are out here doing wonderful things, and they need your help to get information out to other people. So, Cancer Care Series, my whole focus is the talk. That's always been the stands for Share the Tea is let's talk. So we're teaching, advocating, listening, and gaining knowledge in every segment. So I welcome you to the first the first cancer care series of 2024. Y'all hear that sound effect? Okay. People, my audience is clapping. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. So we are so excited to bring this to you because I feel like it's something that's definitely overdue. And I say that it's overdue is because at what point do you feel like you need some resources? Where do you get resources from? That's the question. Where do you get your resources from, or do you just ask Uncle Google? A lot of people now are asking Uncle Google for for some help. We usually ask him for a little bit of anything. I got a headache. Google, what does that mean? But anyways, with Cancer Care Series, the purpose is for me to educate, and I say me, but the purpose is for us to educate and to bring awareness to anyone's cancer journey, not just about what's going on and what you are currently doing, but also about what resources you need. If you know someone that's recently diagnosed, what do they need to help them get through this journey? It may not always be about money. Sometimes it's about how am I going to be able to get to my treatment. So, in regards to transportation, it also can be about I'm needing some care assistance because I have two young children at the home and I'm their caretaker. So, but I can't afford daycare. There's different things that happen throughout people's cancer journey that can affect not just your loved one, but all of us. Co-pays is a major is a major factor. When you have to go through certain amount of treatments, those doctors they want a copay. So that copay may be X amount of hundreds of dollars that you're not able to afford when you have a family of four or a family of two or three, or even just being a single mom or father. You may not be able to afford that. So this is something that we're going to definitely discuss and talk about in the midst of the cancer care series. And we have a total of 12 because it's only on the third Tuesday of the month. The third Tuesday of the month, because we already have all these other things that's going on. So the third Tuesday of the month will be designated for the Cancer Care Series. So if you are someone that would like to share or share some resources or things that's going on that other people do not know about, I always say share and be a blessing. Don't keep it to yourself. Because if you keep that, if you keep that resource and that really wonderful information to yourself, what good is it doing? You've already benefited from using that information. So it's only fair for you to share and be a blessing to someone else. Because I guarantee you there's someone else that can definitely benefit from the information that you may want to give them. So I do want to say with the Cancer Care Series, this is part of a resource. Every time I come on here, I share a resource for this segment, whether it may be something in regards to the homeless population or substance use or parenting or education. I always share different ones, right? That's fair. But with this one, we are building the resource and the network for Cancer Care Series. So my hopes and my dreams, and I've been thinking about this for a long time, and I know it may seem really huge and magnified to other people, but my hopes and dreams is for you to be able to just go to a central location, you to type in what you're looking for, and that resource is standing right there looking for you or ready for you. That's what I'm hoping that this will build from starting this. That's my dream. So we'll see how it goes. We know there's going to be some bumps and hills along the way, but I encourage you to share with me what you may have in regards to resources or cancer resources that are out there. Because yes, Google has quite a few millions and trillions of things, but guess what? Some people don't have access to Google. Yeah. Everybody doesn't have access to a smartphone. Everybody doesn't have access to a Wi-Fi. I mean, we can even go a little further. Some people don't even have a phone. So we have to think outside of the box. When we're so perfect in our little world and we have everything together for ourselves, let's think about some individuals that don't have all of those things because they are affected just as well as someone else. So that's my challenge to you for 2024. We have a total of 12 segments um, for 2024. And this is not just going to stop. This is going to continue as long as I shall live. But the third Tuesday, I encourage you to always tune in. My hope is for it to always be at 7. But if some of my guest speakers are not able to meet that late and they need to adjust the time, then we will do so at that moment. So I just kind of want to give you a heads up there. Now, what all is going to be involved with Cancer Care Series? Because I know you're probably thinking, so are we going to hear about somebody's cancer story all the time? I mean, and some of you are probably thinking, oh my God, that's really depressing. Well, I get it. Yeah. But it's not just about their story, it's about what's missing throughout their story. I've shared my story 1,000 times, so everybody knows my story. If you haven't heard it before, I apologize, but I've shared it 1,000 times. But I always tell people that when you haven't heard of a certain type of cancer, and you're living in a metropolitan city, or if you're living in a rural area, or wherever that you may stay, when you haven't heard about a certain type of cancer, it makes you wonder, well, how in the world did I get this? Where did this come from? And so then that individual may start doing some digging into what is going on. How did I do this? And we come with a whole bunch of emotions and feelings that can be overwhelming. We're trying to deal with this diagnosis and then also deal with what's about to happen, right? Because when we hear the word cancer, we associate it with that D word, right? Death. We automatically think, someone says I'm diagnosed with cancer, that means I'm going to die. Why do we automatically feel that we're at the end? You weren't feeling at the end before the diagnosis, so why are you feeling at the end now? And it's because of the fear of the word. The fear of the word, the fear of the treatments, the fear of how people are going to look at me, the fear of what people are going to say, how am I going to look? Am I going to lose my hair? Am I going to lose my body figure? Am I not going to be able to do things that I used to do? We start to go through all these different things, right? And that's what plays out. And so with Cancer Care series, it's about the care of the family, the care of the cancer patient, the care of the loved ones around them, the support that they may or may not need, the stigma that happens when you're diagnosed with cancer. Because when someone says that you're diagnosed with cancer, you start to get those strange looks, right? And then people make the statement, oh, you look sick. What does sick look like? Right? We started to make those statements. Oh, she lost a whole lot of weight. Is that because something else going on? Right? We make those judgment calls, and we do. Let's just be honest. You may not say it out loud to a certain individual, but you may say it to your family. You may say it to your loved ones. It's a variety of things that happen. We all innocent, or we're guilty, I should say, guilty. We're all guilty of doing that. And so this is what this series is about. And I feel like it's something passionate to me because, for one, there are a few things that I wished I would have done while I was on that journey. And I'm still on that journey, even though everything is different. I'm still on that journey because it doesn't stop. And people feel that, oh, your cancer is done. The doctor said you're fine. You are healed. You don't even have to worry about that. But you don't understand the anxiety that is associated with doing lab works. You don't understand the pain that happens from the medicines or the treatments that you've had. You know, you may think everything is fine, but there's still side effects that go on and on and on and on, years and years later. So, with this cancer series, I'm hoping that we will be able to learn some things together. If it does get a little bit too much, I understand for you to be able to tune away or, go and do something else. But I encourage you to come back. I encourage you to come back and take that time to I'm going to say stomach or tolerate um, what we're discussing because it could easily affect somebody in your family. And when it does, you'll be better equipped or better prepared of how to handle things. That's my that's my goal. So what all are we going to discuss? We're going to discuss the beginning of the cancer diagnosis. Um, what does a treatment plan look like? Who is a treatment team or who is my care team? What about advocating for myself? What if the doctor's not listening to me? I've been reporting for the last 4 or 5 months that I have a family history of this, but they said, oh, don't worry about it. And now it's popped up and now I'm diagnosed with cancer. What does all that look like? So all of these things will be discussed. Also relationships. You know, one thing that changes a lot in a cancer journey, relationships. Whether you're married, you got a partner, you have significant other, whatever, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever that you may call it, your relationship is going to change. So, are you prepared for that change? Is your partner or whomever that you're with, are they prepared for that change? Hmm. All of these things are things that take place on a journey. And so I'm encouraging you to walk along with us. So that way you'll get to understanding like, oh, I didn't think that that was something that would happen because you have cancer, or I didn't think that that was something that you experienced. You will be surprised. Definitely, you'll be surprised. We're also going to talk about some health and food relationships, because your relationship with food would change, or your your appetite would change. How does that look as far as I'm supposed to eat, but I'm not really hungry, or I'm eating just because I'm in the healing process and I feel guilty. There's even a survivor's guilt. I don't know if you've ever heard of that before, but a lot of cancer survivors go through that. They feel guilty that they survived because there are others that did not. So, um, so when we have this discussion, I want you to be open minded. I want you to be open minded and not just put yourself in a box. Because when you put yourself in that box, what good does it do? The only thing that we do when we put ourselves in a box is we limit. We limit ourselves to resources. We limit ourselves to making connections with other people. We limit ourselves to being able to evolve a little bit further than just our diagnosis. And I want to say that to you first off, that you are not your diagnosis. You are still a mom, you're still a wife, you're still a parent or a granddaughter or whatever that your role may be. And this even not just for the women, but also for the men. You're still a father. You're still a boyfriend. You're still a husband, a dad. You're still all of those things, a brother, whatever those things may be. You know what your title is, but you are still those things. You're not your diagnosis. You're not your diagnosis. You do not have to feel like you're wearing your diagnosis across your forehead. That's what it feels like. But you don't have to feel like, oh, every time somebody see me, they see cancer. What? No, they don't. When they see you, they should see you. They see you for who you are, what you stand for, and what your overall belief is. And so, with the start of this series, I want to start off with you have to believe in yourself. That's going to be the number one. You have to believe in yourself. If you are going through this journey and you are self-doubting, you are giving up, you just say, you know what? Let it take me out. I really don't care. Then you're giving up on yourself. We're not even thinking about the family and whoever else is around you. We're only talking about you right now. So if you are thinking that, or even if you have thought that, I ask for you to give yourself some grace. Give yourself some grace. We are not made to be perfect. That's not what our role that's not what our role is at all. We're not made to be perfect. You're made to be human. You're made to be you. You're made to be the person that you're meant to be. So if I'm always doubting myself and I'm feeling as if just throw my hands up, right? How's that helping me? I want you to think for a minute. It's not. And somebody probably said it's not. I don't know if you said it or not, but you probably said it's not. It's not helping you if I'm giving up, right? It's not helping you at all if you feeling like um if you're feeling like you're defeated. If you're feeling like you're defeated, then how are you gonna beat this cancer? How are you gonna beat it? One thing that I share in my story is when I received the phone call from my doctor. And when I received the call, uh, I was in the process of recovering. So I was just thinking he was going to call and say, hey, everything went well from the surgery. You'll be able to go back to work in 6 weeks, right? But instead it was more of, hey, how you doing? I'm sorry. Happy New Year. You have cancer. And my first thought was, what? This sure is a horrible trick to play on somebody. But I knew he wasn't playing a trick. But it takes a minute for your mindset to process. What did he just say? What just happened? And so after that phone call, I called my mom and I couldn't breathe. I was just crying. And she was upset because she was like, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's going on? Calm down. Da 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 da. Right? And she said, hey, where is your faith? Now I know everybody doesn't believe in God, right? I am not a preacher. I'm not a minister, evangelist, or none of that. I'm just Vernelium. But I understand and I respect that everybody doesn't believe in God. You believe in whatever you want to believe in. However, if you don't believe in yourself that you can overcome something, then what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? And so when my mom explained this to me, I said, you know what? Let me calm down for a minute because now endorphins are pew, through the roof, right? So I'm thinking about all these different things, and uh, I have to tell my husband, I have to explain this to him, and how is he going to feel? You start to have all these thoughts come through your mind one by one by one. You don't even have time to come up with an answer to the first question, but you have thoughts that come in your mind one by one, just over and over and over and over again. And at the point to where you're just exhausted. So that's why I say you have to believe in yourself. You have to tell yourself, hey, stop. There's only one person that controls my mind, and that's me. So if I flood my mind with all these different thoughts and negativity and doubts of I'm going to overcome this, what do you think my reaction and my response is going to be? My response is going to be to my situation. Yeah, that's exactly what it's going to be. It's going to be a rocky road. It's going to be very negative. It's going to be when you go into the treatment team or with the care team with the um your oncology doctor and all of them, you're gonna be so closed minded. You're not gonna hear them say nothing. They're gonna be talking to you like, what's that cartoon? Wait, I'm about to forget. Hold on. Uh, not Smurf. What's the cartoon? Charlie Brown, Peanuts and them. You know, you you know how the dog is talking and all you hear him saying, "Vroom, vroom, vroom," right? That's how you're gonna feel when you go into the doctor. When you are closed-minded, when you're closed-minded, you're not gonna hear anything that they're saying. You're gonna be like, they said something. They said I should do something. I don't know. I'm just whatever they say, I'm just gonna do it, right? But your mind and your spirit is not prepared to go through that with you because you're just going through the motions. You're not believing that you're going to survive. You're not believing that you're going to make a change in your body or a change in your life or a change in your family of understanding what's going on with this cancer and how can I overcome this? How can I thrive? Now in the cancer world you hear a lot of words with thriving. So how can I thrive? Thrive is a big word, right? Thrive means you keep pushing, you keep moving, you keep going. You're not just even I mean some people even still use fighter. You know, a lot of people use fighter, right? Because we're fighting for our lives. But you're also thriving, thriving to make some changes, thriving to say, you know, if the doctor said I gotta stop smoking these cigarettes in order for my lungs to repair or to do what I need to do, then I guess I think I need to stop smoking these cigarettes. Right? Everything is about a choice. Everything is based on choices. So our choices connect with the consequences that's going to come in our life, whether it's a good consequence or bad. Right? But anyway, so that's my first thing. That's the first sum it up for the first segment of Cancer Care series is believing in yourself. Believing in yourself. Once you change that mindset and knowing that, hey, you can make some changes and you can do things a little differently, things will look a little bit easier. A little bit easier. It may not be 100% easier because nothing in life is easy. Even going to bed is difficult at times, right? Even waking up is difficult at times. Even eating can be difficult at times. So I'm not saying that it's going to be easy. Sorry, I feel like my sweater is choking me. But it's not going to be easy. But that doesn't mean that you should give up or just not um not fight for what you want. So throughout this series, another thing that we're going to talk about is communication. One thing that we do as a people, and I'm not talking about my particular people of African Americans, I'm talking about people in general. One thing that we do as a people is we keep things to ourselves. We keep it all to ourselves. We don't tell anybody what's going on. We don't tell anybody when we need help with things. We don't tell anybody if we're going over here or if we can't go to this appointment. We don't tell anybody. We keep it to ourselves. And for the life of me, I would never understand why. Because I feel like if you keep things to yourself, that's an extra weight on top of you, on top of you. Everything that you keep keeping is on top of you. So when do you ever feel like you're releasing the pressure? We'll talk about that. But anyways, we're gonna have a wonderful time on Cancer Care series. It's gonna be a time of devotion, a time of reflection, a time of understanding, education, awareness, all of that in all of that in one big lump sum is going to be that that's what it's going to be. So I want to share this with you because remember I said today is talking about not doubting, right? So we're believing in ourselves, believing in myself. So this is what cancer cannot do. This is a wonderful poem that someone wrote. I don't remember or know exactly who. But this is what cancer cannot do. So it cannot cripple love. Mm-mm. Because you can still love yourself, you can still love your family, love others. It cannot shatter hope. Hope that I'm gonna get through this. Yes, I'm ad-libbing on some of this because it ain't what it's saying, but hope. It cannot shatter hope. It cannot at all. It cannot corrode faith. Didn't I just talk about that? Yes, you did. It cannot corrode faith. It cannot destroy peace. Mm, mm-mm. It cannot suppress memories, whether good or bad. It cannot silence courage. You gotta have courage. It cannot hear our prayers. Hello? I mean, I'm just saying. It cannot hear our prayers. It cannot conquer the soul. Mm, we only got one soul. It cannot conquer the soul. It cannot steal eternal life. And it cannot invade this spirit. You are the spirit. So I love this poem because with love, hope, faith, peace, memories, courage, prayers, the soul, eternal life, and spirit, it reminds you that you are bigger than just C word. You are bigger than cancer. You are. You are bigger than cancer. It doesn't matter if they say you stage 4, 5, or whatever stage that you're on. You are bigger than cancer. Definitely. So I'm gonna read this all together without my ad-libbing. Sorry. So what cancer cannot do? It cannot cripple love. It cannot shatter hope. It cannot corrode faith. It cannot destroy peace. It cannot suppress memories. It cannot silence courage. It cannot hear our prayers. It cannot conquer the soul. It cannot steal eternal life. It cannot invade the spirit. Remember this always. So I think when you're going through certain things, you have to find some type of devotion or something that can help you uh, when you're going through things. Just don't go through it by yourself. It doesn't matter who you are. Please, I beg of you, please don't go through it by yourself because you deserve better than that. Now, I do want to let you know because I won't be on here much longer. I've already talked like 33 minutes and timing and going. That there are going to be different resources that I'm going to share with you that's related to different types of cancer because every cancer is not the same. So I kind of want to make sure that you understand that. One resource I want to share with you, let me see if I can. Um, I just had it. I'm sorry. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. And what I'm hoping to do is to make this easily accessible to everyone, right? Because remember, we don't have access to um, everything like everyone else. Everybody doesn't have access. So one thing that's really cool that I feel like is really neat is a gift card exchange. So it's called cancercardexchange.org. And that's an X, not an EX, right? You know, exchange. Okay. So it's Cancer Card Exchange. So Cancer Card Exchange.org is the name of the organization. And so this Cancer Card Exchange distributes one-time gift cards of various gift cards amounts to various cancer care patients. So they can take up referrals to 100 patients. Sometimes there may be like a waiting list. Um, it just kind of depends on what's going on at the time. But if you want to be able to donate, if you're a person that feels like you want to share or give things out to someone, this is a resource that you can definitely give. So that way, if you want to exchange a gift card, like I mentioned earlier, some people don't have transportation to get to their treatment, or they may need help with groceries. They may need help with the copay. All these different things kind of add up when you're on this journey. So I want to share that with you. So go to their website. You can check it out. I think you probably can even follow them possibly on social media. Everyone has some kind of tag um, nowadays, but you can make those connections and maybe share it with someone else that can definitely benefit from from this resource. All right. Well, that is all that I have for today. I do appreciate you tuning in on Charlotte Tuesdays. One day I'm gonna have a song. Yeah. One day I'm gonna have a song and y'all gonna be like, oh God, she done made up a song. Here we go. But anyways, thank you. I appreciate the compliment on my earrings. Yes. But one day things will look a little bit differently. Hopefully, I will have the website up and launch pretty soon. I was hoping to do it yesterday, but things kind of um, got into the way. But anyway, so look out for the website that will be launched hopefully by the end of this month. That's my goal. I'm gonna try to push for the 22nd, but that's my goal. But it's gonna be sharethetllc.org. So my website is sharethetllc.org, and so I'm hoping to have a lot of resources on there, and you'll be able to share resources with me. Or if you want to be a guest on the show at it, whichever show, you can definitely join and reach out to me. All right. So I don't want to take up any more of your time. Please stay warm. January is moving on through. We are literally in the middle of January, and pretty soon it's gonna be February. So time doesn't wait for anybody at all. But I want you to remember to be intentional, to be insightful, to be impactful in everything that you do. And until next week, I will have a special guest next week. I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you for listening to Share the Tea Tuesdays. Bye bye.
Telling me to dance, taking it